Hi, what's up everybody? Duck here. Welcome to the stream. Let's see here. How we doing on volume real quick? Let's get a quick volume check. There is some music playing. It was hot as shit today, so I'm gonna get rid of the snow. Okay, snow is gone. So maybe that'll help any sort of lagging issues we may or may not have been having. Okay. All right, sorry. Okay, so we got Bitcoin up on the screen, 4 hour. We've just been, sitting sideways here for some time now. Ever since the dump on May 19th low to today, it's basically been 22 days. So all month, a whole month almost of just, just sidebound ranging within this. You can see the range high, the range low, right? That's the box, the rectangle parallel channel that we're identifying there. Right now, you're actually sitting above kind of the heart line of this parallel channel, which, if anything, right, you have to start somewhere. So if you're going to start somewhere, that's a good place to start, is getting yourself above the, heart line of the parallel channel. Whether or not we hold that right now is the question, of course, right? $1 million question. But so far it's been, test the low, you go up, you test the high, you test the low, you go back up, you test the high, you go down, it's more midpoint, tested the low. So ideally the next one is to test the high, right? So you figure if this can hold, you're going to rally up to this high between 4,000 and 4,200, okay? But if this heart line fails, right, and you end up finding yourself below 3,600 again here, and you're testing 3,600 as resistance, there's a chance that you can come and square this up at 33 basically. You see this square up here that we're looking at? So if this fails, 3,300 is in store. Maybe even square up all the way down at 31.8. But yeah, okay, so what else we're noticing here is we did have the initial low, right? We had the clear, discernible, obvious low point on May 19th, the May 19th low, okay? Very clear and obvious low point. We then proceeded to put in a higher low, slightly higher low on May 23rd. And even from there are now basically have put in a basically equal, even maybe slightly lower low, but let's just call this equal low points, okay? So far it's like a equal low. All right, let's just go with those being equal lows. If that's the case, we now on the top side, on the high side, okay, we have painted, I forgot how I flipped that. I'd use some sort of tool, and as I was drawing it, it inversed it, bro. So, okay, we had the high. After that May 19th low, we rallied, and we went all the way back up on May 21st to 42.8. So that's kind of been the high of this current range. We then put in a lower high on May 26th, and now even a lower high on June 3rd. So right now, we're not really considering this. I mean, yeah, so far it would be a lower high, but this is right in the middle of the range. Like, see what I mean? Range high, range low. This is just in the middle. So we don't really make much of this other than just BS chop here, okay? So what we're really looking for, and let me connect the dots here, finish up what we're doing. We have this downsloping trend line that's basically hitting all these high points. Okay, I'll make it yellow so we can see it. And then we have this other trend line that's kind of just sitting flat down here. But eventually it seems and would appear that these are coming to a head, okay? Somewhere, some point here, this is gonna be it. So, do we get one more failure of this heart line and rally to the bottom somewhere and double bottom here one last time before finally breaking out of this? And I don't know. It seems like that could actually happen right now. So we got to be careful of that. Really, what would invalidate that? What would let us know that that's not the case? What do we want to see? We want to see this high not even be a high. It just be chop on the way further up, right? We end up out of this. Maybe we backtested a little bit, but ultimately we start to sweep these highs. The C point here, let me this C point here, we need to start to sweep it, okay? We're gonna sweep that high, and then we're gonna work on the next one, which is that white line coming from the A. Whoops, I thought I grabbed it. Oh, that's the top of the channel, but it is coming from this A high over here, okay? So that would be your next you know, area that you need to flip into support, and then ultimately you'd be sweeping that final high at 43. But yeah, so right here we need to get above 40K. This is what this blue line basically is. That's 40K. If you can rally above 40K, you've now started to paint higher highs, and no matter what, probably when you sell off on this, you're gonna paint a higher low, right? Finally, higher low. So that's what we need to see for a bullish scenario here. Okay, so get to 40K, break this downsloping trend line, start to hit these overhead resistances, attempt to flip them into support, but ideally just break this trend of lower highs, okay? We need a higher high to start. The higher high will then paint the higher low on its way to another higher high, okay? And then we have this higher low, okay? So that would be now a trend forming in the other direction. Again, bearish, we get below 36, we're probably going to see 33, okay? So if 36 fails, I wonder if that works with the shift. Not really. If 36 fails, you're going to see 33, okay? Simple as that. If 36 holds and you can get out of this, you're going to see 40K. So that's that's the next two things we have in mind for Bitcoin. If we look on the oscillators here, the RSI, I mean, you need to invalidate that, right? You don't want to continue that because that's somewhat bearish divergence currently. You'd rather see this, you know, up here, right, in oversold territory, and have the bearish divergence play out where it's oversold. That's much better for us. But still, right now, it's more like bearish convergence. because it'd be coming from this swing high C, that's where this is, down, and then this is coming down. So that is bearish convergence on the RSI. On the MACD, depending what point you take, but if you're taking this, okay, and that same C high, all right, and you now have this high point and you're painting a lower high, that is bearish divergence on the hidden side. Hidden bearish divergence, 4 hour. So 4 hour hidden bearish divergence could be a culprit for a loss of 36 and a sell off to 33. Again, 33 would maybe start to paint that higher low, so it's okay to sell off to 33. Then we rally out, and then on and up. Okay, so keep that in mind. Watch out for 33. Must hold 36. Hidden bearish divergence developing on the 4 hour. Bitcoin. Oh, I need a drink of water. Hi. What the fuck? Hold on, sorry guys, I'm trying to find my charger. Okay. All right. Sorry, our phone was gonna die. All right, we're charging. Okay. Russian Ethereum on the screen. Now, we have the new daily candle close is in, right? Yeah, we're on the new daily. So that could bring with it some potential fuckery, right? A little bit of volatility. We squared up really nice at 23 already. The only other place left to square up is at 2K. So that would be kind of unfortunate. Nothing really discernible there harmonic wise, but if you did if you did, just for shits and giggles, X A B is a 618. Uh-oh. This is a little high on the retrace. 886, 886, whatever. It's good. This is gonna be a 786. Boom, 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 boom. It's right there. 786 is 2K. Yeah. Okay. All right. If Bitcoin goes to 33K, Ethereum's going to 2K. That seems a little bit deep, but let's look back at that real quick. We'd be looking at 18% on ETH, and on Bitcoin that would put you here. 11? Would an 11% drop on Bitcoin cause an 18% drop on Ethereum? I believe that is possible. Okay. So if we get that one last loaded up, right? One definitely, if we see that higher low, hidden bullish divergence or class A, yeah, it's going to be hidden, because in order to get class A, we'd have to put in a lower low on price. We don't want that. We want a higher low. So that means we need the hidden bullish divergence, 4 hour hidden bull, which is possible. So if we nuke off right here, basically sell off $3,500 because we're sitting at 36.6. We're just talking about going to 33. It's not, yeah, that's a drop, but it's not that devastating. It's just chop within what we're already looking at. It would be the smallest drop of all of these waves so far, so it's not even that bad. But yes, could this cause an 18% drop on Ethereum? Yeah, it could. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see if and how and when that plays out. But basically, guys, that would paint a bullish Gartley. Bullish Gartley. Okay, so you would be looking for an entry basically at 2,000. 2K, whatever, close enough. 2K entry. And I mean, okay, so if that were to have happen, whoa, okay, so sorry, trying to get some bearings here. Fibbing from the current local low to high, you have a 1618 at 2100 there, which that's not that it matters that much. It's just a little small structure there. I mean, looking on this larger structure from swing low B to the swing high C area, it'd actually be up here. You do have a 1272 right there. So you do have that 1272 at 1982, okay? 1982. And then when you fib from the much larger low to A high, X low to A high, right? You see that 786 is at that line we just drew for the 1272. You see that? At 1982 and 1979. So there it is, boys. That would be interesting, but that's your sweet money zone. If you get something right there, you fucking grab it, okay? Basically it'd be tricking everybody like, oh no, we just lost 2K just for like a split second, just to fill and then send, okay? So you can't even see that zone, it's so tight. All right, let's go back to the 4 hour. See what I mean? You can't even tell that zone we made is even a zone, okay? It's almost a dang, it's almost like a dang price. And on the Gartley, a 786 is pretty distinct. So we'll have a 1272 and a 786 at 2K. So Ethereum, if you get 2K, I mean, man, that's gonna rocket from there. So if you can get some of that, it's basically just another double bottom. Like you had this low, and now you just have like on a larger structure, right? Larger double bottom type of thing, right? More of like a daily double. The daily double. So keep an eye out for Russian Ethereum getting itself down to 2K. Again, in order for that to happen, you're gonna find Bitcoin at 33 K, because that would be your culprit, right? Bitcoin would start to dump and sell off, and you find yourself down here at 33K. BTC Ethereum would be at 2K, and that's where we're gonna send it. This is ETH to BTC. So we had this nice little rally. You painted like a cipher-esque structure. Cipher-esque, yeah, cipher shark type structure. But let's see what you did from high to low. 786 retrace. That's where you sold off, was at the 786. So right now, nothing too discernible going on here. Some convergence. Yeah, this is probably going to sell off some more. And let's see if you could find yourself making a new, see what we got. X, A high, B low. This would be a 50% retracement. You see how we already identified the four. See right here what I'm looking at, guys? This 479. Immediately to me that is closest to the 50%. Okay, so I want to think like which harmonics have that as a value for a B, right? Then we come up, we got the C high, and then this, look, 1414. Okay, so we have a 50% B with a 1414 C. This is starting to be cipher-esque. A cipher would have a 786. Okay, so this would be cipher, 786, cipher. Okay, so ETH, and look, that actually kind of aligns with what we just said, because we just said that the ETH sell-off is going to be 18% if it happens, and the Bitcoin sell-off would only be 10%, 11% if it happens, right? Well, that means ETH would sell off harder than Bitcoin on the ETH to Bitcoin pair, which is what this is, ETH to BTC. That has us going down. That makes sense, because ETH would be selling off harder at the moment than Bitcoin. So let's see what happens here. Again, this would be your zone to layer between the 1414 and the 786. Okay, so if we fib this from low to high, you can see a 786, and we fib it again from low to high, 786, and we fib it again from low to high, 1414. Let me zoom in on that so you can see. It's a little tight, but really there it is right there. Boom, boom. Okay, so you'd be looking between 0.06 and sorry, are those that close to each other? Hold on. 0.0592 to 0.0596. Yeah, that's really close to each other. 0.6. Even less, right? Those are just so tight of values. 0.6 is actually right there. But yeah, that's your zone that you would want to be layering into on ETH BTC. Right? You just start catching bids, catch some bids. At this point, Ethereum is like $2,000 and 2050, 2025, 2000. Oh, ETH hit 1980, filled the final bid on ETH BTC. Everything rallies. See, when we zoom in, it seems so dramatic. When you zoom out, you can't even tell we layered like that, right? So keep that in mind. ETH Bitcoin pair. If we're talking about a sell-off on Bitcoin, of course, Litecoin's going to take the hit. And you know what's interesting on Litecoin is we have some really nice harmonic structure happening here. The only issue, and it's like a perfect scenario for what we just talked about, is that this is a Gartley, okay? We painted a Gartley. Why is it a Gartley? Because of the 618 on the B, okay? The B at the 618 is the key characteristic of a Gartley. Well, if you get a 618 on the B of a Gartley, let me Is the music okay, guys? I don't know if it's too loud. Getting too amped with the music. Sorry, I'm trying to find this for you. Here we go. Okay, so what we're looking at, guys, is the Bullish Gartley. So we said from X low, okay, up to the A high, the B is a 618, okay, 618. And then your C can be as low as a 382 down here, or as high as an 886, okay? So the C's doesn't matter as much because it ranges. The key characteristic is the B, 618, okay? So we have the B 618. You see the B 618 we're talking about here? Okay, so then going back up, next, our key characteristic at the buy is that we have a 786 on D, which is between a 1272 and a 1618 from B to C. Okay, so let's go and look at that. So if we were from B to C, we want to be between the 1272 and the 1618, right? So on B, we wanted to be from B low to the C high. We want it to be between the 1272, which is here, and the 1618. Okay, there's your range on your harmonic. Sorry, let me pull this back. See if I get this. There we go. Okay, so pulling this back over, 1272 to 1618 is your D. Okay, so 1272 to 1618 is your D that we're looking at. Okay, so now let's fib from the X low to the A high, and we're looking for this 786. So this 786 falls right there. Okay, I'll make that blue. Okay, so it basically falls on that excuse me, it falls in between the 1272 and the 786. Well, we almost got there, right? But if you look, we didn't quite get there. So if we sell off from way up here all the way down into this zone, okay, what kind of dump would that be? There's your 18% sell-off, right? You see how that kind of aligns itself? So where would that put us? We'd be looking for a 786. Right about here. At 140 area. Between 140 and as low as 125, which is the bottom of this zone, right? So that's really where we want to see this have hit. And that's actually, I mean, if you get at the bottom of this, you're talking 20%. Yeah, bottom of that's 23% sell off discount on Ethereum. I mean on Litecoin, you'd have a 23% fire sale. So Litecoin is like the, I don't know, it's setting itself up really nice to mimic what we have on ETH and on Bitcoin. Okay, so Litecoin, again, if we can load up right there, I'm gonna set an alert. And oh, not only that, but check this out. You have a square up back here at 131. Look at that square up. Another culprit. See how we're starting to stack the variables here? And we haven't even talked about the divergences yet. So we have 1272 or 786, a 1618, a square up, a PCZ of a harmonic, and ideally you're going to paint some kind of bullish divergence in that area. Okay, that's where we are going to layer longs. Okay, so let's see. Magic 8 Ball. Do we have a chance to fill our longs, refill at $130 on Litecoin? We can't handle the truth. Magic 8 Ball, that's not a very good response. We need better response. We're never going to make it. Well, I mean, that's true. A lot of us are never going to make it. I know. Magic 8 Ball. But you still didn't answer our question, really. You're just bullshitting. Look, are we going to be able to fill at 130 or not? Full send at 130. Okay. Well, we all agree with that, being a full send at 130. So we'll go with the Magic 8 Ball. It has to jab us a couple times. Let a few of us know that we're never going to make it. We know. We understand. But yeah, the rest of us that can fill down at 130 probably are going to make it. Okay. Going to be doing big things. So let's set an alert somewhere. Okay. So see this wick low right here. You know, if you were in a long from like right here, you'd probably have a stop right below that wick low, right? So if this is going to sell off, you figure it'll go stop hunt that wick low, right? So that being said, let's put an alert at the wick low. About yay. Okay. So we'll set an alert there, give us a heads up. Again, I mean, we don't really do duration here. We don't have any witches in the Discord at this given moment. That could change. Never say never. But duration wise, I mean, you have this structure, right? So, whoops. You have this structure of this downsloping trend line where we have, you know, touch point, touch point, touch point. So, you know, we have this structure that's, you know, basically price is like springing, right? You're tightening, right? You're contracting. And then ideally, you know, once a spring tightens like that, it then springs to one side or the other, of course, but that's what springs do. After they contract and tighten, they expand, right? So we also have this this low, this X low. So if we took this X low and we said, all right, well, we definitely don't want to break this X low, hitting this completion zone would not break the X low. Okay, it would just kind of put us somewhere in that vicinity. Make it white so you can see it a little easier, kind of. But basically what I'm saying is you don't have much left within this structure, okay, before something has to give, either to the downside or to the upside, okay? And again, typically we don't make it all the way to the apex, to the tip of the structure, right? We don't make it to the tip. We usually only make it around 70% of the way. We don't get that full 100% of the structure, okay? So by the time you find yourself down in this area, even if you're able to double bottom here and you get back up to touch this touch point again, that, you know what I mean, you're at that kind of 70% structured area where you have 30% remaining. That was a really poor 30% remaining, right? So yeah, watch the break of this downsloping trend line at some point, and then the back test of it, which ideally, you know, you'd have some kind of support resistance this way as well, that you know, what was once support is now resistance. Let's make support again, and it all happens at the same area. Okay, so that being said, if we were going to duration something, we'd say, okay, 70% of the way puts us around about June 20th area. Okay, and that's even being kind of aggressive, or I guess more conservative, whatever you want to call it. But that's saying 9 days, 4 hours. You could be chopping in this bullshit area for 9 more days and 4 hours before getting out. Okay, so let's see if we could start to predict a little bit of duration. Let's see how the Magic 8 Ball feels about that. Magic 8 Ball, 9 days, 4 hours before we can get a breakout on Litecoin. Yeah, fucking right. I mean, look, I know, dude, we don't do duration, but you know, just something to sit on, Magic 8 Ball. Jeez, that'd be so mean. All right, moving along, I guess. Magic 8 Ball's had enough of Litecoin. We will check out BNBZ. All right, so harmonic wise, we have again a little bit of a cipher painting here, where we have this neckline, right? This overhead resistance. So we have this resistance area that eventually we need to flip into support, but pretty critical kind of overhead resistance area working with or against us currently, where again we could clearly see what was once resistance is now resistance again. So I mean, if we want to be even a little more conservative, we could say it's down here, even like this. Okay, resistance, and it'd basically be saying resistance once, resistance twice, broke through, became support, but then failed, turned into resistance again, and now you're selling off. Okay, that's kind of how we'd be looking at this support resistance area. Either way, excuse me, either way, eventually we need to get, you know, back to it and above it and regard it as support. Okay, and flip the level like we attempted back around, you know, beginning early June 3rd. Harmonic wise at the moment, X low, May 23rd, X low. Okay, we'll go to this local current double top right here on May 26th, A high. And then we had the B swing low, 50% retrace basically on May 30th. Then we put in the slightly higher high, which is kind of good to see. 1414C, slightly higher high, 1414 June 3rd. And this would be a cipher, which has a key characteristic of a higher high at the 1414. Okay. We'd be looking for 786. 786. Puts us right here, basically 250, psychological round number, 250. And also, if we look back left a bit, you can see a square up right at 235. So that is our zone between 235 and 250 on BNB. Okay, let's see what happens there. Tighten that up a little bit. Okay. BNB 250 would be a good buy zone if you can get it. All right, if you can get some 250, jump all over some BNB at 250. Again, basically, guys, like, I mean, sure, can you short this right now if you want? I mean, yeah, I guess you can have a stop above the support resistance line, and you could target the low here, and you got it pretty much 3-1 right now. And then again, if this isn't going to be it, it would not sweep this low, right? You would hold above that ideally, and you'd come back and you'd get back above this, and you'd rally, and you'd stop out the short because it wasn't a short. Okay, it happens. But if it was, you'd short this right into this zone, exit the short, flip long in the completion zone of the cipher, and look to go back long at that point. Okay, so it's up to you. You do what you want, but I mean, you basically, another thing you can do is simply just long it, right? So when you get to one of these critical areas, like let's call it the 618, right? So if we fib from the X low to the C high, we see that the 618 lies at basically $300. So let's say, all right, fine. If this was golden retracing, you would be between the 382 and the 618. But golden retrace doesn't mean reversal. It just means probable retrace area. Okay, probable, highly probable, more than other areas. That being said, once we even just as soon as we exit that, you have this B. Look, that golden zone 618 is right where that B is. Okay, so that's a perfect area to identify and say, okay, if we lose that area, I'm going to put an alert below both of those areas. And if we lose that, alert me, because that means we've now failed this, and we're aiming right for this zone. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'd be looking for on BNB. 250 to 235. Solana. You had a, let's see if we hit a measured move here. Pretty clear neckline here, because watch, I'll show you where we're going. We're going from this wick high to this wick low. See this wick right here on May 24th to the wick on June 8th. Pretty discernible neckline. And we're going to use the candle closes on May 23rd, and we're going to take a measured move from there to the neckline, and we're going to clone that, and we're going to paste it up here. And look what happened. You see that? Wow, right? Then you immediately sold off, back tested that previous neckline as support, rallied again, Bukowski double top, one high, double top, now you're selling off. So if you were a short, if you were a short right now, you'd be using this double top right here as a stop. Okay, so you would be shorting like this. Okay, and your target would be right here, $28. Okay, SOL, shit out of luck. That's what it stands for. X A B too high, sharky, shark, that means 886. That ain't good. Oof. Okay, fine. $20. I didn't say it. I didn't do it. Just throwing it out there. Oof. But it's still high than the ultimate low that you're starting with, right? It's an 886. See, it's an 886 from the X low to the C high, you're hitting this purple 886 line. You see that? 886 right here. $21. All right. It's not, it's going to feel like the end of the world, but if you're in a long, you're going to get destroyed. So what would that look like? That'd be 50%. Wow. I don't know why it would dump so bad. The only thing helping it is that this isn't a shark, okay? This isn't a shark. Maybe this is just, it's just not a shark, okay? That's the only faith I have for it. Okay, so if it's not a shark, and we just simply fib from the low to high, and we just simply go for a golden retrace from the 382 to the 618, that still puts you at $28, okay? Still puts you at $28, and $28 has this square up area right there. So I mean, let's start there. You definitely don't want to lose this. 1850. What kind of retracement would this be? 30. Okay, that's more like it, because again, it's probably not going to retrace 50% of the way. If, like we said, Bitcoin, you're only talking about 10. ETH, you're only talking about 18. Litecoin, we didn't even measure it. Maybe we did and erased it. Litecoin, you're talking about, I don't know, like 20. So Litecoin 20, ETH 19, so both of them around 20, and Bitcoin around 11. So when you get to Sol, 30 seems even deep considering the others are at 11 and 20, right? So the 20 on ETH and Litecoin would only put you up in this area. Okay, so that being said, they're basically saying we're not anchoring from the all-time, not all-time, but clear discernible May 23rd low. They're basically, this would signify, if we only retrace 20% of the way, that instead of fibbing from here, we're not, and we're instead fibbing from here, okay, from the higher low on May 29th. So if we fib from the May 29th low to the current June 7th high at 44, okay, that would place us, yeah, see that 886 is now right in that zone. Okay, so that's seeming to be more probable. Okay, more probable that we find ourselves at $27. So I'm gonna set an alert. I mean, we do have another kind of little square up right here. 30. I'm going to set an alert at about 31. And if we get down to 31, that means this has failed, right? That neckline has now failed if we get to 31. And if it fails, I mean, yeah, easily find yourself at 27. Are we selling off on Bitcoin? Let me go back there. Yeah, we are. Okay, so I'm gonna close. Okay. Where were we? Sol. Okay. So I set an alert at $31 basically. Drew something else the other day from the 18th high. Which on Sol, Bart? Are you talking about Sol? From the 18th high. Must have been, I'm not sure. Anyways, moving along, we can come back to it. This is AVAX. So this is right at this area where last time we talked about this, we're basically right here. And we said we started to rally, but you're basically right back at the entry, okay? And on these, look, on these shit coins, guys, when Bitcoin sells off, it doesn't matter your shit coin. You're just gonna get wrecked out, okay? So tight stop right below this wick. This was extremely close to the low already, whereas other things, like, look how close you are to the wick low. And if you go back and look at Sol, look where the low is on Sol. Look how far you are from the wick low on Sol. You see that? But when you look at AVAX, you're right by it. So tight invalidation point, it's if you lose that, just get the fuck out of there, right? Probably shouldn't even be in here at this point anyways, with Bitcoin looking like, you know, ace. Yeah, I mean, there's no sense to play with fire. Just let shit cool off, reevaluate, come back in, swing in later, right? So I don't know. So basically AVAX, yeah, I mean, if you want, because the long is such a tight invalidation, it's okay to punt one because your risk to reward is still in your favor. But yeah, as soon as you lose this low, $12 low, I'd bail, and then don't look back at it until Bitcoin is right at about 33. When Bitcoin's back at 33, if this is selling off on us, then at 33, figure out where AVAX is at that point, and then, you know, jump back in then, right? It just is what it is. Can't force it. FTM, all right, our stop is close here. See, difference being, again, the low on AVAX was, you know, AVAX was like right here on price. You were really close to the low, whereas here on FTM, we're not using the low as our current stop. We're using the higher low as our, and you had a double bottom there where you double bottomed. So if you lose that, you want to get out of the trade, okay? So again, it's our like alt-I. It's that whole like strike one, strike two. If you hit it again, you're probably gonna break it and then rally, right? So when you inverse that back, that has you failing and selling off. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so again, if Bitcoin's going to sell off here, we don't want any part of these shit coins until Bitcoin finds itself, finds bottom, and yeah, then we'll have a much better entry anyway, so it's whatever. FTT, you had the low, the higher low, basically double bottom. You're still above that area, but again, you don't want to lose this. So stop right now. You could bring this stop up to right here. You see what I'm saying? If you're in a long, and just get out of it if price is going to reject and get below this double bottom here, you don't want to be in the trade any further, okay? So if this fails, where would we find ourselves? Probably at the square up at $25, 20% loss. See, that's making sense across the board. You're starting to get some coinciding variables with a one last dump, right? One last dumpy, paint the divergence, bullish, square up the low, still painting a higher low, and then you rally, okay? So the story's there, guys. The story is there, okay? XLM, same thing. I mean, you don't even really want to lose this low. So if you're in a long, you could probably tighten this up right now just because Bitcoin's starting to sell off. So you don't want to give up any more than you have to. You pretty much would break even there. You'd lose 7%, which is 0.02 R. Okay, not even a full R. You'd be all right. Inch. Starting to jeopardize this double bottom. Same thing. You really don't want to lose really where you're at right here. Okay, so if you hold, again, if the easy invalidation, right? If you can hold and get back above these levels, yeah, then you're going to rally. But if you, if you lose these levels and you start back testing this as resistance, you're going to find yourself at this next low area. There's a square up down here at $2. Okay, so from where you are to that square up is 20-30%. That's a little deep, but hey, it's a shit coin. It happens. AAVE, you don't want to lose this low, 275. Okay, if you lose 275 and you backtest 275 as resistance, already you're going to be looking at the square up at 250. Okay, there's a square up at 250, but you know, there could be potential divergence there. So getting yourself from here to 250 is 20%. Okay, so there you go, 250. So I'm gonna set an alert in that vicinity and basically just reload some of these positions if we can get it. Stream lagging, let me see, it's fine now. Let's see if we lost anything. We did drop 0.7% frames were dropped, so that was probably the lag you experienced just a little bit ago there, Johnny 5. Hopefully everything's back and working for you. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna take a quick drink, some water here. All right, back. Hopefully the volume's okay. Quick volume check at some point. All right, so XABCD wise, take the May 23rd low, XA, May 26th high A. You have your swing low B, 618. Here's that 618. Okay, so the 618 is telling us Gartley. So 886, 886, 886. Oh yeah, guys, alert, alert, alert. If that box down there is a 786, all right, there she be, boys. Valhalla lies ahead. It's gonna go like this. Screenshot it, post it, circle back to it. That's all we can do. Look, Magic 8 Ball. AAVE. If we long at 250, can we take this fucker to 650, please? Come on. Yes, please. I mean, that's what I was saying too. So, Magic 8 Ball is cool with us taking along from 250 to 650. 250 to 650. All right, so 650 is all we asked for. So let's back it up. 650. We'll actually back it up to the top of the deep retrace. 886 deep retrace. Right there. Okay, so we're gonna go X A B C D 886 deep retrace. and that's going to be a bearish bat at that point. Likely we get some resistance as the bat reaches its area of completion. All right, that's what we'd be looking for on AVE. Long 250 to 275 area, and target 600 to 650. Really 600. We don't need to get too greedy. 600. That's it. Algo. Alright, look at this little bastard. Let me take this to the hourly. Yeah. We talked about algo last stream, I think. And you hit the C target 1 and the A target 2. A and C highs of this harmonic, and now you're selling off. Okay, so you're now back testing currently this resistance, or this support resistance area, okay, right here at $1. So if you lose $1, I mean, that ain't gonna be good. I'll see you back at 88 cents at the square up and at the previous support resistance area. So from here to there, there's 13%. From top of this, 15%. That's pretty much, yeah, that kind of aligns with our sell-off across the board. Give you a double bottom at the completion zone of the harmonic where you entered. You will get a double bottom, slightly higher low, Bulkowski double bottom at the completion zone of the harmonic. 786 right there. That would place you at 85 cents would be your long entry area on algo. If you can get, or not if you can get, but if you fail at $1, you will get 85 cents. Yeah, 85 cents. Algo. Again, everything's up to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can hold 36 and rally and get back above 37, 37.5, you know, everything could turn here. What do you need to see? You got to hold this. You got to get back above these targets that were the highs on the harmonic. You need to sweep them, and then you can see yourself up here at this 130. But that may be for later, right? That may require a bit more time, and you actually double bottom here, come back up, then find that, you know, previous area, then make your way up, right? It just may take more time to play out, especially, you know, you need to align with Bitcoin again, so you can't be opposing forces here. So at this point of the stream, we are going to call that the end of the crypto portion, and we're going to move into the stonks for a little bit. Do some stonks. Been killing it on stonks, guys. I really hope that you guys have exposure to all markets and don't find yourselves just married to crypto, or just only to shit coins, or all you trade is XRP on the 15-minute or something, because you're really missing out on life. You know what I mean? You need to get yourself a traditional account, traditional trading account, where you could trade the traditional stonks, okay, as well as, you know, a forex account for metals, even, because just being able to trade everything from traditional stocks to commodities to precious metals to crypto, just having exposure across the board makes you just gives you even more endless opportunities to enrich yourself. Okay, all right, that concludes the rant portion of the stream. On to the stonks. Okay, so we basically, to be honest with you guys, I 95% of the time, 90, call it 90% of the time, I'm just trading stocks on spot. Okay, these are just spot plays. Buy the underlying asset, spot price. It goes up, sell it. It goes down, stop out. Okay, simple as that. Spot, no leverage here. If and when we do apply leverage, a lot of times it's using stocks that have literally the ticker that applies like 3x leverage to the underlying asset, or we then, that's where options kind of come into the play. But options are more risky, right? You can decay, you can expire, worthless. So it's kind of like leverage. It's like getting liquidated. It's like leverage. It's like not having what do you call it, not having your leverage on cross but like fixed, right? Where if the position gets liquidated, it's just for that fixed isolated amount, isolated leverage basically. So options work in a similar way to that, where you only lose the amount that went into that option, you don't lose your entire stack. Whereas a cross leveraged shitcoin position can take your entire stack. So aside that all being said, I don't really do options very often, but here and there. So for the most part, all of these stocks, I say that because we're just looking for spot positions here. Okay, so the actual increase in price, 11%, that is the actual amount gained. Versus in crypto, a lot of times we say, okay, 11%, well, you're on 3x leverage, so that's 33%, right? We don't look at it that way here, all right? So we will start out first with PayPal. Basically, what you're looking at here over the next, just all the stocks we're going to go over, 14 of them. You are going to see me not see me, but I'm entering all 14 of these at the market open. Like I set the orders now, not right now, they're already set, but if you set the orders after the close, because the stock market is not 24/7 like crypto, the orders won't trigger until the open. Okay, but if I'm busy right at the open, I don't have to worry about being there present. I already know what I'm entering and at what price, so the order can be set as a limit buy, and I'll just check it sometime after the open when I get a free minute or two. And and I'm being emailed and alerted and text and all this stuff as these orders are filling anyway, so you don't have to be there in real time, especially trading spot, because you're not concerned with being liquidated 5 minutes after you enter the damn position. So anyways, moving on, what we're looking at here on PayPal is a Bulkowski double bottom on the daily with a seeing the low with a higher low is our favorite form of double bottom. You can have a double bottom that has a an equal low, where this low point would have been, geez, why is that? I hate this trading view thing sometimes. Okay, where this low would have been an equal low, something like that, right? Where these lows would be equal. Or sometimes you have a slightly lower low, right? And that's a lot easier to find your divergence that way. But all that being said, of the three double bottoms, we prefer the higher low, because it just seems to always play out a little more bullish. It's kind of like Class A divergence, Class B, Class C. Well, it's like Class A double bottom, Class B double bottom, even Class C double bottom. You know what I'm saying, kind of thing. Not that that's exactly the way it goes, but anyways, moving on. We painted this nice little neckline here at about 255, where what was once resistance broke through, failed, but became resistance again, and is now being regarded as support. Okay, so ideally this is our break, our hook, and now we're on our way. On the go has begun with this previous daily bullish engulfing candle, as PayPal was up to 0.25% on the day. So what we're looking at first for our initial target is going to be just a simple measured move to the neckline, and that is going to put us around the 287 area on PayPal. 287. So from where we are, that would be a 6-7% move. Okay, now that's not necessarily our target, that's just the measured move. Next area of interest, it would also sweep the previous highs, right, at 270. Harmonic wise, 886 is where we're looking first, right? X, A, B, C, 886 puts us higher. Okay, so this actually places us at 300, an even more psychological round number, 300. Okay, so ideally that is our culprit here. Okay, bearish bat 300. If we get to 300 and we find that, you know, we're not showing bearish divergence yet, we're still showing like bullish convergence, then we would say, okay, this maybe isn't a bat and this is actually a butterfly. So we would then target the 1272 to the 1618. Okay, so that would look now like this, and the 1618 would be right here. Sorry. Okay, so those would be your three targets: 300, 330, and 360. Okay, you don't want to lose this neckline at 255. So entering a long position here would have a target one like this. Target 2 and target 3. Okay, that's how you guys would trade this. Okay, PayPal daily. Also, that being said, we have bullish convergence on the MACD and the RSI. And remember what we'd also like to talk about here with your channel, you're being above that 50% heart line, right? Just holding above that, you're well above that, and you're aiming to the upside. Okay, so everything looking good on PayPal. Next we have Tesla. Same thing, you're gonna find consistency across this stream, as we like to do, being robotic in nature with our trading strategy and execution. So double bottom on Tesla, similar convergence on the MACD, similar convergence on the RSI. Okay, next objective on this RSI would be to reclaim that 50% heart line. Okay, so if you can find this relative strength above this area, that's your cue for continuation to the upside here. Okay, so look for that. This is a 4 hour, I mean, this is a daily, so this could take a second, but again, you have a really easy invalidation point. You don't want to see these lows taken out. So stop wise, you can be pretty tight with yourself, okay, or with your stop. Is this first target this neckline? I mean, yeah, it's an area of interest and it gives you 1.5 to 1, but we don't really like that as a target. We more like that as an area of interest that we want to flip. Okay, so target wise would more be this deep retrace area, 886. X A, sorry, B C. Let me fix the A here real quick. Okay, we're looking 886 right here, 886, right in the middle of that deep retrace zone between the 786 886 area, and that is the target. Okay, so now you're getting 3.3 to 1 on your money. Okay, target Tesla basically is 850. Okay, let's bring that actually to 850. I like 850 as a psychological round number target area. Tesla 850, stop below 540, current price 610. EA Sports, it's in the game. Okay, this one has already kind of reached the area where, look, what we just looked at, guys, is basically Tesla looks like this, doesn't it? Where we just said, like, look, we had this low on price, right? Slightly higher low on price, Bulkowski double bottom. We're painting this neckline, you know what I mean? We have this, it's not easy to see on the divergences here, but right, so we'd be saying, okay, we need price to get back above this, and then we could find ourselves at this 886. Look, there was a gap right there. See that gap fill? 140. See this gap fill? Okay, so we would have said we'd fib from high to low. We're targeting the 886, right where we put the freaking line. And we would say that this is a harmonic. X A B C D 886. It's actually right here. Okay, and we'd be looking to sell off at that point. Okay, so that being said, let's take a look at how this plays out. Watch the neckline get regarded as support. Speeding it up a little. It's going as fast as it can. Okay. Boom. All right, so what happened? This neckline was probably actually right here where this top was, is more like where it came and regarded. Okay, but yeah, I mean, you went right to that 886. Boom. You went right to that 886, between the 786 and the 886. You went right to it, and you're still hanging out there. But what we're looking at, guys, is how that looked in comparison to this. Okay, so on Tesla, you can see we're just starting that, so we want to end up here in that 886 area. Okay, that's what we were trying to show you guys. Okay, moving along. Another one we're looking at, this one's going to be interesting. I'm basically just going to punt along here because of the invalidation being very tight right here at 113. So we're going to punt stop, or we're going to have a stop below 113, and we're going to be targeting the square up here. Boom, 138. So that's going to be the trade right there. No further TA needed. 4-to-1 R. That's it. Simple as that. Targeting a square up and using a tight invalidation as invalidation. Okay, target 138. CTXS. I don't even care what these tickers are. CTXS. All I care about is what the chart looks like. Okay, this one's a little different, not as much structure, more of just a big gap fill with an easy invalidation. Okay, so I'm willing to risk 4%, 4.3% in order to gain 17%. Okay, SNPS. All right, this one's more structured. Okay, so again, we have our Bulkowski double bottom, where we have a low on price and a slightly higher low on price. Okay, we have a pretty nice and clear defined neckline. All right, and we have a bullish engulfing candle breaking out today, 2.35% up on the day, targeting the 886 deep retrace. So if we fib this from the high to the low, we are targeting this 886 deep retrace at 192. Okay, 191, basically 90, 192. XABCD wise, that is going to be a bearish bat. X A B C D 886. Okay, SNPS long entry targeting this would allow for a 3-to-1, meaning our stop would be about right there. So we'd be using the neckline as our invalidation point for the stop. Okay, so price basically saying go ahead and mutter around above this, but if you lose this neckline, we're going to stop out of the trade. Okay, SNPS. Next we have TMUS. Okay, so on this one, a little bit different here. So this is a short. Okay, so we had the initial low. Okay, and then we had the slightly higher low. We painted some kind of neckline here. Okay, didn't even say it was a little higher. We rallied up, back tested this, and then went all the way up. Okay, and have since then basically fully sent it. All right, fully send. So when we look at this, right, zooming back out, looking at this, whoops, pretty massive uptrend here. Okay, just up only. T-Mobile, really? T-Mobile, you're that bullish? I mean, you see what I mean? I don't even care about the asset, but this is T-Mobile. I just noticed. TMUS, T-Mobile US. Okay, so what am I looking at here? The previous high. Okay, this was the previous all-time high, right? Then the current local low, discernible low. So we're gonna fib from that high on January 11th, 135, and we're gonna fib down to the low on February 23rd, and you can see we hit the 1618 golden retrace at 150. Okay, so we are expecting to see a potential sell-off due to that 1618 golden mean ratio being hit. Ideally, we see a slightly higher high, paint a bearish divergence, and then we sell off. Okay, somewhere back to like the 135 to 128 area. Okay, so that's kind of the plan there on T-Mobile. Yeah, just waiting for the divergence to paint, but we're basically we're doing them things up at the 1618. Okay, as you're climbing high, higher high, higher high, all bearish divergence, now even painted a higher high. So just need this RSI. Ideally, you rally up just a little bit more and you paint the divergence in oversold territory. Okay, that is what we're looking for. So have not filled yet on this one. It's a short. It's a little different. You guys, a lot of you guys probably won't even be able to short. Most of your brokers aren't going to allow you to short unless your account is large enough. To be honest, you could do a put. You could buy a put, which is a form of shorting. T-Mobile. I just wanted to identify that T-Mobile for you guys, not necessarily so you have to short it, but just so you could see how an asset can hit that golden mean ratio like that and just park. Okay. All right. BIDU. You guys don't have to take every one of these trades, just maybe a couple, or 1, 2 of them, whatever, whichever ones look the best to you. Okay, I'm just giving you a lot of options here. Okay, so low, higher, low, higher, low, starting to get some structure on these lows to the upside here. Okay, ideally you would like to see the trend get more parabolic and vertical, right? Anyways, again, fairly easy invalidation here, where we don't want to see 175 really lost. You really don't even want to lose this previous low, right? 175 is what we just said. Yeah. 175 will be the stop. Target will be, ideally we're going to form a neckline here. Okay, so we're going to rally up, hit this neckline, back test this previous high, okay, and then get back above it and then rally to higher prices. Okay, so ultimately we're looking for 300 and we're looking for 250. All right, two targets, 300 and 250. So if you were a long right now, you would be targeting 250, basically, like something like that, and your stop would be up here. So that's 4.5 to 1 on your money, 35%. Okay, and target 2 would be 300. Okay, BIDU, Badu, BIDU. Okay, next, moving along, BMRN. Okay, this is what we want to have happen on Baidu, where we have these double bottom, okay, neckline breakout, bullish engulfing with follow through price action. Okay, targeting from swing high to swing low, golden retrace 382 to 618, second deep retrace 886, 786 area. So this would be the area here for the target, $90. X, A, B, C, D, $90. Okay, BMRN. VRSK. Don't. Low on price, slightly higher low on price. You have a square up here overhead. Swing high to swing low. Golden retrace 382 to 618. Deep retrace 786, 886. Okay. Something like this. Whoops. And we like this because, again, fairly easy discernible punts for a long, right? You could just enter here, have a stop right away if you're wrong, and you could target the square up first, which is right in the golden zone, and if you're still holding strong, you could target the deep retrace area. Okay, on VRSK. 187 and call that 200, right? 786 is at 200. We could be more conservative and call it 200, okay? Okay, this is NEE, Nextera Energy, wind. We have a low on price, slightly higher low on price. Bullish engulfing today, up 1.5% on the day. Little downsloping trend line that you want to see eventually have breakout here in a while. Neckline as well. Okay, so price get up above both of these areas and go, right? We don't care as much about the downsloping trend line as we do the neckline resistance. So more likely we want to see this, right? This previous high is this one. Okay. Again, bearish bat, X, A, B, C. This is almost Gartley-esque. So 786 Gartley. So I'd look for $83, probably gonna be it there. Oops. Okay, so stop loss right here, 70. Targeting 83. Something like that. 3.75 to 1 on your money. Nextera, NEE. Next we have FHM. FHM. Why were we looking at FHM? I'm getting rid of FHM. Moving along. ANSS. Okay, we have a low on price, slightly higher low on price. Bullish engulfing today. Oops. Bullish engulfing today, up 3% on the day. We'd like to see this neckline broken, get above it, right? God, I hate this trading view. Get above it, and then get above the next previous overhead resistance, flip it into support, and then, you know, make your way up one step at a time. Easy invalidation point here. We don't want to see 312 get lost. Okay. Yeah, punt along. Targeting from high to low. 786, 886, deep retrace area here. Something like that. Between 390 and 400 up top. 390 to 400 area. Okay. Something like that. On ANSS QCOM, we've already been looking at this one. It is, we painted the double bottom. You're just chopping at the entry. Ideally, we need to get up and reclaim. God, we need to get up and reclaim this neckline if we want to see 155. Okay, QCOM. There is a wide little square up here. I mean, a wide gap that gets filled at 162. So we're gonna front run that at 155. And last but not least, SPLK. We have a double bottom. This one is really low. Really nice square up here at 200. Okay. Yeah, this looks good, guys. Because again, you have a really tight invalidation. You don't want to lose 109. If you lose 109, reevaluate, get out of there, right? But you had an engulfing candle today, up 4%. Punt along, tight stop. Target, there's a square up right here, see it? Square up at 145. You can start there. From there, here, I'll mark that square up. square up at 145. Next square up is at, gap fill at 145, square up at 170, and another gap fill at 200. So you can take another target to there, and third and last but not least, another target to here. So 3 targets on SPLK. So after that being said, that concludes this episode of the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Got some stonk market coverage. Got some crypto out the gate. So yeah, diversify your portfolio. Allows you to have more opportunities for the market or markets to enrich your stack. Okay, guys, don't be just so biased that oh, Bitcoin's gonna save the world, kill the banking system. You know me, I hate the banking system more than anybody, and even I am still in the traditional stonk market, and in fact make more there than I do on crypto. So I'm just throwing it out there. Don't have blinders on, okay? So get those E-Trade accounts, those TD Ameritrade accounts, get them rolling. Fuck, just get a damn Robinhood if you have to. Just get that exposure, okay? But I'd prefer you on like E-Trade, to be honest, okay? Or TD Ameritrade. All right, research them both. Get both of them, okay? Use one as a hedge. Something. Just get some dang exposure out there, all right, guys? So I will catch you back in the Discord. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and yeah, catch you next time.